Hello. I don't know where you are right now, but I want to share this video with you is because it's something that I experienced about 3 days ago. And this message is be careful of what you allow into your spirit. I was at breakfast and I saw this woman, I mean like middle age, beautifully dressed, not too loud. She had this nice dainty jewelry on, her necklace, her earrings, and her fan. And as I was admiring her, I don't know, something just popped into my head. I remember an incident, who knows, maybe but like 18 years ago. I was on Jamaica Avenue. For anyone who lives in Brooklyn or Queens know Jamaica Avenue. Right to the corner where they have Wendy's and McDonald's right there, waiting to cross the traffic light. They had someone standing next to me, and she looked down at me and she said, "I like your chain." I said, "Thank you." This was a piece of jewelry I had for a very long time. In fact, I brought it up from Guyana with me. She paid me a compliment, then she went on and said, "This have to be more, this is not," first thing she said, "this is not American gold. This have to be over 18 carats." And then she said, "I don't think it's something that you should be wearing around," something to that effect, because she said, "I recognize it and I have a lot of people like me around here would recognize it." In other words, she think somebody could snatch it or something like that. And I just stand up there looking at her. The light turned green and she walked over. Walking away from me, this person looked like, he would look at her like a banker or something like that. He is very tall, but I wouldn't perceive her to be in the jewelry business. And who knows, could be a jewelry thief, because she recognized the jewelry. And her words were, "They have some like us," or "some like me," something to that effect. I went on to the train because I was heading to get onto the subway. And the time I used to always have a scarf tie on my bag, and I put it around my neck. And I went home, and I can't remember immediately what happened immediately, but as I was sitting at the table having breakfast, I remember how afterwards, every time I put on this chain that I was wearing every day for over, 15, 16 years, suddenly became very heavy around my neck, very uncomfortable. So I keep taking it off. It had a pendant. I take it off first. I start wearing it without the pendant because she make remark too about the pendant. And then I take out the pendant. The chain was still feeling heavy. Long story short, I suddenly stopped wearing that chain. I suddenly stopped wearing I had a map of Guyana gold ring. I had, we call them jingles or bangles. Everything started feeling very, very heavy. Even when in the early stages when I travel and I will walk with it, planning to use it, and I will put it on and then it will feel heavy and I'll take it off. So only how many years after, sitting at the table, this whole thing come to me. The incident, I don't even know if I had ever mentioned it to anyone. What she said and all what happened afterwards. And I could say, maybe over 6 years, I have not, or even longer, I have not worn any of the jewelry. And this is what I want to say. In that case, I had no control over the information that she imparted to me. But what I could say now, subconsciously, what her information changed my view about those few pieces of jewelry I had. And I stopped wearing it. But in some cases, we have where persons will be in our lives who are always saying things. And when they say certain things, it dig you in a certain way. And suddenly you might feel confident about an outfit that you have on. And they make these sniping remarks. And suddenly this dress don't feel comfortable, or you stop wearing your hair, this, or whatever it is. Or you were so sure about putting in the application for something or the other. And they say, "We doing the further thing, don't happen. Girl, I'm telling you that there's a long wait. You would never get through." And you saw all the confidence go through the door because of what that person said. If you have those people in your life, you have to start taking note. And even some cases where you might not even realize it what they say, but when you look back, there's a different view about something in your life. That's what she did to me and the jury. I never before I walk around with a jury, I never before thought of anyone stealing it because it wasn't a big elaborate bit name chain drawing attention. It was simple. And the design was as such that it could have been, who knows, even a cosmetic jewelry. She said she recognized it and I have others like her that would. So with that, subconsciously, this thing suddenly become like a burden around my neck and I stopped wearing it. And that's what might be happening in your life right now. Check yourself. I was confident about something last week. What gave me this change about it? Was someone said something or I get additional information, some or the other research, and I realize this isn't possible or whatever the case may be careful. And if there's someone in your life that is plant seeds, that it make you lose your confidence, making you feel uncomfortable with where you wear or uncomfortable with your friends, you might not be able to wipe them out completely out of your life, but you got a breaks. If you know there's something that you really and truly want to do, are you confident about it, don't mention it in their presence. And the minute they come with something, if you're not strong enough to tell them, shut up, change the subject. You have to be careful of what you're allowing into your spirit because those little nips and little slighting remarks and those things bother you. That woman, I don't know who she is. If I see her, I won't be able to recognize her. But what I know on Jamaica Avenue, how many up to years ago, she bring this whole heaviness towards these pieces of jewelry. And I stopped wearing them. I hope this message will make you start thinking differently. Guard your thoughts. Be careful who you're allowing into your situation and allowing into it. Some people you might need to love from a distance. Because loving them near would not work well for you. So, if you're new to this channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Returning subscriber or visitor, welcome also. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the notification button so YouTube will let you know when a new video is uploaded. And you know what? We have space. Why not join? Be part of the journey. So take care and have a blessed day. Bye.